Hi Bold Bakers. We do a pretty good job here covering the classics like best ever chocolate chip cookie, best ever oatmeal raisin, and now best ever peanut butter cookie. As always, the recipe can be found on my website, biggerbolderbaking.com, and make sure you go over there after this video because I've got a whole page dedicated to cookies. Okay, let's get started. So now into a small bowl, I'm going to add in my flour, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. And then just give these ingredients a quick mix together. You'll know from watching Bigger Bolder Baking, I always mix up my dry well before I add them to the rest of the ingredients, just to make sure that everybody is like well combined. Okay, lovely. Okay, I'm gonna sit that over to the side and we're gonna get mixing the rest of our ingredients. So now in a separate large bowl, we're going to add in our room temperature butter, smooth peanut butter, yummy, white sugar, and brown sugar. And then with my electric mixer, I'm going to cream it together until it's really lovely and smooth. Now you can do this step by hand, but you're just going to need a lot of elbow grease. So more power to you if you do. Just a little note about the peanut butter in this recipe. You don't have to use like an all natural one. Sometimes the cheaper version actually works better in these cookies. So just note that. So here's another great tip. Your butter does have to be at room temperature, actually for a lot of cookie making. So what I do is I leave it out on the counter overnight, and then the next morning it is perfect temperature for beating up. Okay, lovely. So this is nice and fluffy. It's been around 3 or 4 minutes. Now into this, I'm going to add in my egg and a little bit of vanilla extract, and then go in with my beaters and combine them. So now if you don't eat eggs, don't worry, you can still make this cookie. You can always add in a flax egg or a chia egg, and all that information is on my website. Gorgeous, okie dokie. Now last but not least, we're going to add back in our dry ingredients. Then just give it a quick mix until your dough comes together. At this stage, if you're noticing that your cookie dough is a little bit crumbly, it's because your butter needed to be even softer than it was. That's why those steps are really important. But as you can see here, this is a nice sticky cookie dough. Our flour is mixed in, lovely. I love these kinds of recipes because it's kind of instant gratification. It takes you no time to make your dough. We're going to scoop them and get them into the oven. Okay, so I've got my peanut butter cookie station going on over here. I've got my baking tray lined with parchment. I've got a little bowl of white sugar, and I've got my cookie dough. Now I'm going to scoop this cookie dough straight away. However, you can put it into the fridge and let it chill for up to 3 days. So all you want to do is get a tablespoon, shape it in your hand, into your sugar, give it a roly-poly, and then onto your baking tray. And then do that with the rest of your cookie dough. So we want to make these look like quintessential peanut butter cookies. So I have my fork, and all you do is just do a crisscross on the top of the cookie. Just do a crisscross on the top. And this will just look really lovely once your cookies are baked. Gorgeous. That's it, we're all done. These guys are ready to be baked off. Bake your cookies off at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for roughly 14 to 16 minutes. You don't want to go too much longer than that because you want them to be chewy in the middle and not too brown on the outside. So this recipe will make around 32 cookies. However, when it comes to baking cookies, I like to bake off 1 sheet at a time. I just feel that you get the best results from your oven if you just do 1 sheet at a time. So I told you I've got a page on my website dedicated to cookies, but did you know you can actually upload your own photos to my website of all the bold baking desserts that you make? I have got thousands of them up there. I love to see them. So if you make something, definitely submit a photo. Our timer's gone off, so let's check on our cookies. These guys look perfect, just like I said. They're not too brown around the edges, as you can see, and then I can tell that they're still kind of soft in the middle. These cookies tend to be kind of soft, chewy in the middle, and that's exactly what we're going for here. These look lovely. I'm gonna let them cool down for 5 minutes before I break one open. I'm gonna put my cookies on a cooling rack so they can cool down completely. Now while it's still warm, I love these cookies. Kevin loves these cookies because this is something he grew up on. I've been living in the United States now almost 11 years, and peanut butter is starting to become one of my most favorite ingredients. I absolutely love it. In these cookies, you've got salty, sweet, You've got really nice texture, they're thick and a little bit chewy in the middle. These cookies are definitely something to write home about. Head over to my website now for the printed recipe and upload your lovely photos of the peanut butter cookies. I'll see you back here really soon for more bigger, bolder baking.